31F. Just found out my husband, 28M, cheated on me in the early days of our relationship. I got married about a month ago to who I thought was the love of my life, the sweet loving man that I gave up my entire life and moved continents for, and just found out he was unfaithful in the early stages of our relationship. I don't know if I can forgive, forget, move on, and I'm hoping someone in a similar situation could offer some advice. For background, we were previously in a long-distance relationship and I was living in the US and he was living in the UK. Before officially becoming exclusive, we were still quite serious in our language towards one another, always making plans to be together and get married someday. I had to use his phone to test calling me because I have a UK number now and was having issues with my eSIM and voicemail. There were some notifications coming in from a girl on IG that was always suspicious to me in the past. In the early days of our relationship he had mentioned hanging out with her a few times and was incredibly vague, when that wasn't typical for him, not telling me lots of details about his friends and plans. We've been married for a month now and I wanted to just clear my conscience with this, so I searched her name in his WhatsApp. Invasion of privacy, I'm aware, but it's done. There is nothing recent between them other than casual sporadic chat. But then I scrolled just ever so slightly up and found them making plans to meet up just after I had left a visit to him in the UK. I scrolled up a bit further and found tons of sexting and photos from her end. This went on sporadically the first 2 months of our official relationship. Also need to add, when we did become exclusive I was visiting him in the UK, and I spent the first 2 months physically with him there. This was the longest stint we finally got to be together in person, and to be honest it felt magical and was probably the happiest time of my life. Until now. While we were in our honeymoon phase bliss he repeatedly sexted with her, sending things like, miss you, and need you, and more graphic language that I'll leave up to the imagination. I also saw texts from the day I arrived in the UK, which I thought was supposed to be a pretty special and pivotal part in our relationship. Prior to my arrival we agreed about 2 months prior we would be exclusive with each other, since I was making the commitment to come for a 2-month visit and we would be able to begin our relationship in person. When I confronted him about all of this he did break down, not denying it, but just saying he's a people pleaser and felt like he couldn't end things with her over text and was too cowardly to do it. Even though it went on long into the early days of our official relationship. He also told me he had been sleeping with her since 2022, something he neglected to tell me when I asked if anyone was in his life like that when we were in our talking stages. He then told me he slept with her a few times just 2 weeks before my arrival in the UK. Well within our exclusivity period. He keeps saying how sorry he is and how he did end it but it was too late. Basically he did send a text finally mentioning me but only the day of that we were supposed to hang out the day after I depart from our first long visit. The last week I was devastated about leaving him and being apart. Meanwhile he was sextive and making plans to see her the first chance I was gone. He says he was going to end it in person, but I just don't totally believe that. I don't understand why a fuck buddy relationship would need a sit-down conversation explaining this anyway. In his text to her he also said that him and I were in a gray area, so when we hang out we should probably be platonic, which is still a slap in the face it feels like. Fast forward to the present, we are married and I've given up my entire life to be here, and I feel sick to my stomach. All of the love, happiness, and confidence about the beginning of our relationship feels fake to me, and just as I feared, he's just another disloyal guy and all men are the same. I need advice on if this could be forgivable or if I've made a grave mistake in uprooting my life for this person. Has anyone been in this position? Is sexting forgivable? If he's texting, need you, and miss you, then they were more than fuck buddies. He was playing both sides of the coin. You could have been the other woman. There's a lot more rotten apples in that tree. Then he's shaking out. I'd be done. The guy lies. Above all, even the cheating, he is a liar. He lied to you about being exclusive. He lied about the sex. He lied about when and how. Let me clarify something. If he was willing to mock you behind your back with this affair, he definitely did it the entire time you were in a long-distance relationship. That guy never went without a sexual partner while you were away. That part of his conscience that would keep him from deceiving you and cheat is still there. He is the same person he was then and he will be in the future. He will always find a way to justify his needs. Wow, I would be devastated if I were you and you moved here, so no real support group yet. Obviously, you will do what feels right, but for me it would feel as if the whole foundation of our lives together turned out to be a lie, and I would strongly question if I knew this man at all. I suggest you go home, alone, for Christmas and give yourself some proper space to work out how you feel and what you want. I'd be done. It's way too much lying. You asked him point blank and he lied, which fine, I could prob get over him lying about them having a past, but sleeping with her after you guys were official, yeah, I'd be done. He prob kept her around since you were long distance and needed to get his dick wet. I would never be able to trust him again. Sexting during my relationship would not be forgivable, and I ended my 5-year relationship over sexting. But your situation is worse, because he had sex with her during your relationship. He cheated in the worst ways someone can cheat. Don't trust this man. Get an annulment if possible and go home to be with your family to heal from this traumatic experience. He isn't worth a moment more of your time. My 27F boyfriend, 25M, won't let me go out with my friends anymore. Is my relationship doomed? For some context, we've been together for 2 years, do not live together, and both have children. Once or twice a month I like to go out and grab some drinks with my girlfriends. We usually go sing karaoke and end the night playing pool, no clubs, think little dive bars. My boyfriend is always invited and sometimes goes, but he absolutely hates it. He would rather be at home gardening, I don't garden, and playing video games. He's not a big drinker. Which I totally understand, but I love being social. Which is kind of my problem. I love to stay out late when I get the chance and hate being the girl in the group that has to leave early because their boyfriend is fighting them to leave. So we came to an agreement that I wouldn't stay out later than 1 a.m. I broke this agreement by an hour a few weeks ago because I couldn't find my friend and spent the last 45 minutes paying my tab and looking for her. He was absolutely irate with me and told me that I either stop going out with my friends or our relationship was over. Fast forward to a few weeks later, I'm absolutely crawling out of my skin. I want out of the house so bad. So I asked if he would like to go, just us, to a brewery for some food and a beer. He wigged out, calling me an alcoholic, saying that I would never change, etc. Now I am like, does going out once or twice a month make me an alcoholic? I feel so claustrophobic being told where I can't and can go, but maybe it's for the best. I miss my friends. It feels like that 1 or 2 times a month I get to go out and let my friends is what I look forward to the most, and now I don't have that. Too long did not read. My 27 female boyfriend, 25 male, won't let me go out with my friends anymore, and I'm going stir crazy. He won't let you? That you can say those words means it's time to go. That's controlling. A curfew? No. This is not acceptable, and it's going to get worse. Run. What do you mean, he won't let you? Are you an adult or a child? Is he your father or your lover? Unacceptable. If he won't help you be happy or stand by and let you be happy, then why are you with him? You have as much rights as him. Why are you letting him tell you what to do? He's boyfriend, not dad. He should not be giving you a curfew or whatever. It's extremely weird and controlling. It's extremely unhealthy as well. You are own person and should be able to enjoy time out without worrying about upsetting this man. Dump him, seriously. He is weighing you down. Break up. You have different views of a good time and different needs. Which isn't really a problem. Problem is that one part want to affect the other part in their interest. So it will never work. If you follow, you will go bananas and resent him soon enough. Leave this man. Never sacrifice your freedom for a relationship. It's not worth it. My current partner and I have no problem with the other being social, and as long as we casually check in with each other and let the other know we are alive through the night, there is no curfew, because there should not be a curfew among adults. Unless there is a pre-planned event or agreement to take care of the kids or be somewhere at a certain time. We will discuss logistics like these before making plans, but that is it. That is the only thing you need to check with your partner about before making whatever plans you want to make. This will only get worse if you ever move in together. Please don't do this to yourself. How would I, 26M, break up with someone, 25F, who is entirely dependent on me for survival? This feels like an impossible question. We moved quick. We've been dating for 2 years and living together about 2 years also. The first year was okay. I knew some mental health struggles were under the surface, but mostly managed. Then some shit happened in 2023 and everything went downhill fast. This year I feel largely like a caretaker more than a partner. We don't have sex anymore, maybe 3 times in a year. I work more, I cook all our meals, do all the cleaning, run all our errands, do laundry, pay all our bills, etc. I feel like I do everything. I try to encourage her to do more, or ask for help around the house, and she says she is too depressed and can't do it. I tried telling her today that I am feeling overwhelmed and asked if she could help me by starting the dishes. She said no. So after working 9 hours I'll come home and have to do dishes, probably go to the store, cook dinner, clean up after, and then it'll be bedtime basically. And she will want me to go to sleep with her at the same time, even though I've had no time to relax yet, since 4 a.m. either working at work or working at home to care for my partner. I don't see my friends anymore because she would miss me too much and can't fend for herself at home. For example, if I don't cook she won't eat. She doesn't ever see friends either, or will cancel on them last minute if they do make plans. I try to encourage her to see friends and expand her support system, but she doesn't want to leave the house. I have tried to get her therapy, medication, all of it, tried talking about sharing responsibilities, I try to talk and it just gets very emotional and I have reassure her. I am still trying to get her health insurance and find a therapist and meds, but again that's all my responsibility or she won't ever do it. I am exhausted. This can't be what life is. I haven't felt happy in 2024 once I don't think, only stressed. Haven't seen my friends all year, haven't had sex all year, I just feel like my entire life revolves around caring for this person. I am starting to imagine leaving, but I also can't. She literally depends on me to survive. She wouldn't eat if I didn't cook and would probably just go days or more with no food. She has no friends or family to support her, and most of all nowhere to live. Only my name is on our lease, I know, and if I effectively just kicked her out she would be homeless, but she also doesn't have the ability to find her own apartment or the job, money etc. I feel like I am absolutely stuck and cannot leave, because this person would die if I did and I couldn't live with myself. What the fuck can I do? Edit. Fuck me, never mind. Just leave, I got it. You don't have to continue to live like this. You deserve to be happy too as well as your mental health. Time to tell her it's over. She's not a partner but a dependent. She will survive without you. But she needs you gone in order to find herself. Do both of you a favor. You're only stuck in your mind. She can do those things and fake being okay. She did it with you. She'll find someone else. Do not sacrifice your life for hers. Well, you could rip off the band-aid and just tell her how you feel, or you could get a new place and let her know you're moving when the lease ends. Reading your comments, you are just making excuses as to why it is impossible to break up with her. Kinda like how she claims she can't work, cook, or clean. There is a difference between something being impossible and just being hard. No one here can break up with your girlfriend for you. It will not be painless. It will not be drama-free. But living like this is not sustainable. She is as much an adult as you are. It is not your job to take care of her. There is also a huge difference between caring for someone and enabling them. You are enabling her. She will never get better while with you because she doesn't have to. You give in to everything she wants and do everything for her. Until you decide to stop doing that. Why would she ever do anything for herself? Unfortunately, you think you're helping her but you're actually harming her. Because you're letting her stagnate and not move forward with getting help in her life. It comes from good intentions because you care about her and it's what she wants but doesn't need. You're learning an important lesson about living with people before you really know them, married. Just don't. Reach out to some women's centers and let them know about your predicament. They'll be a resource to help her avoid homelessness. You obviously can't keep doing it. She would not die without you, she would just do all the stuff herself. She would find a way. Every time I stayed with someone because I thought they depended on me, as soon as we finally broke up, they were thriving. They had to do things for themselves, so they figured it out. You're enabling her. Break up so she can find her own strength. It's not fair of her to pull you down with her. It's not fair of you to infantilize her. Who talks to the mother of their children this way? My husband, 33M, told me, 33F, the following. Stupid bitch, I asked you if you were coming soon. I would have picked up my kids if you were not coming. 33F, guess I'm just posting this because I feel like I'm suffocating and just need to vent. It's hard to live with someone who talks to you like this all the time. That same someone you thought you were going to spend your life with. The same person that says we are no longer together, we are married, but says I still need to do everything for him, cook, wash his clothes and make his lunch for work. While he, 33M, has another relationship with someone else and most weekends does not sleep here. I've asked him many times to move out, leave with this new person, but he won't. He says he needs to be with his kids. I have nowhere to go. Damn, I'm sorry you're going through this. It's easy for people to say, leave, or change the locks. Google Women's Support Service your area. That will allow you to meet up with some professionals who have done this a bunch of times, and will know exactly how you can move forward. They can put you with a lawyer so you can all get this sorted in the most legal way possible. At the moment, I'd advise you to try to keep things as calm and least reactive as possible. Do basically the bare minimum that will keep him happy. Be a duck floating on a pond. From the surface he sees you calmly going along with him, but underneath the water, you're kicking like crazy getting your shit sorted. Girl, take your kids and leave. Not to scare you, but this kind of man is the kind that will end up killing you after isolating you and cutting you off from all other help and resources. He is not your husband nor is he a man. He's an abuser. My now ex-husband spoke to me in that manner. It doesn't get better. I had to get my child away from that abusive environment because I didn't want him growing up thinking it was okay to speak, treat others the way his dad treated me. Pack his shit, put it on the porch, change the locks. No kid needs a dad who's rude and vulgar woman facepalming.